Well, it's been some time since we first heard of the King of Mann. King Drew Howe is now with us, joining us in the States, back because I think really I thought it was nice to have a chat and a catch-up with you, Drew, because the experience has, I think, come to an end, would you say? The TV show's been done. There doesn't seem to be a follow-up.
The TV show's done, yeah. TV show's done, but the experience with me may not be done. So,
can you tell us more?
Well, I am willing to couch surf in the Isle of Man if anybody wants to, put me up. And vodka tonics, it has to be potato vodka because I'm allergic to the other stuff. So,
That's fantastic. Look, tell us about it. I mean, it's been seen globally, hasn't it? I mean, all the TLC networks have played it out now. What sort of penetration did that show get?
The particulars on the show, I'm not too sure about. We're in the millions somewhere. The total network penetration of all the stations and everything globally was somewhere around 3 billion. Actual viewers obviously is going to be less than that, but it's in the millions. I'm not exactly sure. I think we're in the tens of millions, but I don't have those actual numbers. They measure things a little bit differently in Europe and Asia, so it's not quite the same. And I think the UK is a little different too in how they measure audiences and penetration than the way they do in the States. No. I'm not an expert on those things.
Okay, but I mean, do you think the Isle of Man, the government, obviously they acknowledged you were coming, but they didn't really get involved. Do you think they missed a trick looking back on it, that they could have got more publicity out of this?
Listen, I think I understand their apprehension because I'm kind of a wild card, and I still am. I poke at them every once in a while because it's, why not? Everybody else in the Isle of Man does too, so why shouldn't I join along? But I think, maybe if they'd embraced it a little more, it would have been more fun for them to play the heel, but do it in such a way that at least they were playing along instead of being kind of the, they were absent. Well, I mean, we had a chaperone if we were, in any, if we were at, say the Peel Castle or Castle Russian or...
What, you had minders, did you?
Yes, we did.
Really?
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, and we found out that that there was paper distributed to all those places, employees of things they were allowed to say if they were interviewed. So
right.
Well, kind of funny.
You say you had chaperones, but also you had people helping you with etiquette. I mean, Lady C, who appeared in your show, went on to do big things in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but she became a big household name.
I was aware. Yeah, she became she was trending on Twitter when her show was on. So the I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here was big. Yeah, big for her. So yeah, I don't know that she enjoyed that quite as much as she did our show, but who knows? I don't know.
Okay, now on the note that this how this all started, you filled your forms and you did your checks on how it all worked out. Are you giving up your claim now? Are you going to just stay in the States and be a good boy and not interfere with anything over here, or have you still got plans?
Well, the funny part about it is I before the show, I was my own supporter, So, but after the show, people get to know me and my personality, and that I like to have a little bit of fun. I'm kind of half serious about all this, so who knows? I don't know. Anything's possible, I suppose. About every 200 years or so, the form of government in most countries kind of changes in some way, and I think in the United States and Great Britain and UK and the Commonwealths, I think we're all a little overdue for that change based on the historical trends if you go back. So who knows? Who knows what can happen?
Well, we're getting a new governor. You could have maybe applied for that, but too late now.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think I think the rules are that I have to have a 3-year residency in the Isle of Man before I can run for office. But also, if I come in and conquer, I suppose I can make my own rules. So, I mean, anything's possible.
Okay, I just love the way you've taken this, and you're going to obviously follow events on the island.
I keep up with a little bit going on. Yeah, I mean, you know, I read some of the news and some of the stuff going on, and you know, it's funny. The Isle of Man it follows a lot of the same trends the government does, and people and the gripes and the things that we all kind of, you know, the way that we all want to live and kind of have the freedoms that we do. It's the same in the Isle of Man as it is in the States, as it is in, you know, the UK. I mean, I think I think people are all kind of creatures of the same kind of habit. So, you know, we all kind of complain about, you know, when trash is going to get picked up and when the roads are going to be fixed. So it's the same everywhere. It's the same thing. And believe me, if I was the man in charge, probably people would hate me just as much as they do Bell or anybody else.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
you know,
okay. You didn't get a second series. Was that disappointing?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not really sure where we would have gone with a second series. It's kind of like, you know, the relatives that come over and stay a little too long. You're happy to see them initially, but, you know, when you get into the second week, you're thinking, okay, maybe it's time for them to go. Okay. After the 10th cold shower that you've taken, it's like, all right, you guys need to get out of town. So,
okay, well,
I'm not so sure where we would have gone with the show after the first.
Okay, well, before we go, you were handing out knighthoods and all sorts of things. I didn't get one. What happened?
Well, you know, I'm sorry about that. I think it's in the mail.
Uh-huh.
I hear there's a problem with the post over there sometimes too. I mean,
there you go.
If I was the king, I could, you know, straighten all that out. So,
Drew, we wish you well, and no doubt we haven't heard the last of you.
Paul, thank you so much, and have a good evening, and I'll talk to you soon.